Welcome all you Pisces to your August monthly reading. And we've been looking through all the chakras starting at the beginning of the year. We made it to the end with the crown chakra of the standard type of chakras most people talk about. And we're going to be moving into a few that are above and beyond the norm. This one is going to be the Earth Star Chakra for this month. And that would be the chakra that's actually considered 6 inches below our feet. And it aligns us with the heart of the earth. So it's like this anchor that attaches us deeply, our light and our soul, deeply into the planet and connecting with Mother Earth with all that beautiful energy. So for the energies for this month, we're going to be looking at where can you be supported, where you could use some grounding, or where can you have this feeling of being held in your life? All this divine mother energy coming in. So we're going to start off. If you're new to my channel, I do take a tarot deck, and this month I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and I split off the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And the major arcana will represent the overall energy for the month, and that's what we'll take with that. Any of the cards I use in a reading, by the way, I do list in the description box below, so we will look into that. I'm just going to put this beautiful pink quartz heart here. And we're going to start off first, though, pulling from this the Ancestral Path Tarot, and just to pull one card to get the overall energy for the month, too. So let me just give these a shuffle, and then we'll dive right in. All right, so for our Pisces, what area of their life could they use some of that grounding, that connection, that being held? Okay, they want that one right there. And then I also am going to pull this one while we're at it. So this will also be like this card here, where it's the general energies for the month of August, what the Creator wants you to know, Spirit, around that support, that grounding, around the being held. Okay, they do want that one right there. All right, so start off here, and you've got the Princess of Swords. So swords are the suit of thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations. It's all the mental side of things. The Princess, normally it's the Page of Swords in the Standard Tarot, represents new thought, new messages coming in the outside world. So you are ready for this new way of thinking, this new way of kind of being. And I kind of want to put this one right next to that one here. And let's see what else they want to add into that. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is card number 10. It's endings and new beginnings. So you definitely, the page is about newness. So you do have this newness that's coming in here, new thoughts, new beliefs coming in. And it also has this mentality. I feel like the thought process that's changing for you is really around the story, around the Wheel of Fortune, which is before you come down here, your higher self chooses, first of all, you as its avatar that it's going to live this life through. It chooses when you're going to be born and when you're going to withdraw out of your physical body and go back to being in a fully spiritual place of being, and all these fated events that it wants to go through and experience in this life, so it understands itself more by experiencing all the opposites and contrasts of this world compared to the heavenly world and the upper world. So you have all this fated events that are going to unfold in your life. That's as the wheel turns, so is the days of your life, right? But within each of those fated events, you still have the power to choose what story you want to apply to any situation and what emotion you want to feel as you go through any situation. And I know, I always say that when they first told me that, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm making choices. But that's where this card is coming in too, because Spirit showed me every child, every human child, when you're younger, you're told all these popular opinions on what something should mean and how you should feel in any situation. And those popular opinions are so reinforced over and over and over again that it becomes your habit. And it becomes your habit so much that it becomes your reaction, where when something happens, boom, you think this is what it means. Boom, this is how you feel, how you think you should feel. And so this questioning of the stories, of the thoughts that you're putting to situations is really coming into play in August. You're really seeing this beautiful grounding, that support, the grounding, the being held. You're really understanding this foundation of how you've been thinking about things, and you're beginning to really, really question those. And we, of course, will dig in deeper with these as we get into these other cards over here. So the minor arcana, the 4 suits, represent 4 different areas of your life, and we're going to start off here with the wand suit, which is the fire element. And this represents your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. It's your energy. It could be your spiritual energy as well. So we'll start off by pulling a card from here and just see what the Creator wants you to know about this piece of your journey. And because of the spiritual energy, I'm going to just ask what they want you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month of August regarding this new awareness coming in here. So for our Pisces, what would you like them to know about their... Okay, I do want this one right here. And you have the Knight of Wands. So knights, what knights do is they quest, right? That's what knights are known for. And so the Knight of Wands is in the quest for the Ace of Wands, which is new passion, new energy, new spiritual energy. So with all this, newness, this ending and this new beginning of how you're looking at things, this is this new energy that is coming to you, because this emotional energy that you've been using, or this mental energy that you've been using to maintain a belief that you've had since you were very, very young. These are the beliefs and these thoughts that are being questioned because you're realizing that they're bringing you anxiety and fear. And if it's of anxiety and fear, then it's not of the higher spiritual realm, because that's all of unconditional love. So you can have like this litmus test where when any situation arises, you're like, is it bringing unconditional love? Okay, that's of spirit and of creator. Is it bringing me fear and anxiety and all those other uncomfortable emotions that are tied to fear? Then that might be of man and popular opinion instead. And so you have this working out of these things that's going on. And this Knight of Wands is this movement. All the knights are also movements. So you're having this movement of your energy and the switch of your energy with all this. We'll get a little more clarification here through the Starseed Oracle regarding this as well. Let me give these a quick shuffle. Let's see what else they want you to know about your spiritual adventure. All right, so what else for our Pisces for their spiritual adventure, please? Actually, they want this one right here. And you have forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Yeah, so exactly as I was saying here, it is definitely this movement forward that's going on. You're not... it's basically saying don't be a sheep. Don't just follow people because they said what this is said. And this can be in politics, it can be in relationships, it can even be in organized religions and anything. It's like, don't just follow because it's what was said. Move into your heart. Use that litmus test. Is it of unconditional love? Okay, that resonates. If it's of fear, then that's really something to question and go, why do I believe that? And I'm also going to read from the little book here and see what else they have. And let's see what we have here. So, of course, it says, pave a new path, be the leader that you wish you had. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. So don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them. They lead themselves. This is a card of leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. And again, they're reinforcing, if it's a voice of fear where it's defending and being defensive, then that's a fight or flight. That's not of unconditional love and of the higher realms, right? So sharing your unique voice, sharing your loving voice, which is so needed. I mean, there's plenty of already attacking each other and dividing of each other in the world, right? What the world really needs is new pathfinders, ones that are leading with unconditional love, reaching out hands in compassion and empathy with each other, not the, you're doing that wrong and you need to do this and blah, 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 right? It's all about sharing the love. And it goes on to say, there's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experience. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your children. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. And I love that. There's so much conflict that is going on in the physical world. A lot of chaos with, like I said, politics and racial injustices and all this new stuff that's happening, and wars and, COVID and all that stuff that's happening. And everyone, obviously we're sucked into the fear that's going on. But now is the time to forge forward in love. And they have little starseed soul inquiry questions. And it says, how are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? So I love that. And then we're going to move here. Actually, I'll put this over here. Into the next suit, which is the suit of Pentacles. And this is the earth element. Now, the wands and the other two are all going to be about internal stuff, our thoughts, our emotions, our energy. But the Pentacles is about the outside world. This is all about the other characters that are on stage with us, all the props that are out there. So this just represents the physical experience during the month of August that the Creator would like you to know regarding this, forging this new path, this new way of thinking. So for our Pisces, what else would you like them to know, or what would you like them to know about their physical adventure? All right, so you got that one right there. And for this one, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. So new beginnings, new opportunities, new things coming your way, which is a great card to start off with here. So you definitely have this new way, this newness that's happening and changing, that's coming forward in your life. So I'm loving that because in addition, Pentacles can represent like how you're determining your worth based on what's going on in the outside world and how you fit into the world. So with this questioning of your thoughts and beliefs, it does rattle your cage a little bit, but it is freeing you up to understand that this beautiful gift of your worth comes from as you realize more and more who you really are, as you cut away the small t truths, because I didn't mention this here, but the Princess of Swords or the Page, they carry this Ace of Swords here. And that Ace of Swords allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher world, the higher realms, the heavenly realms, while at the same time also allows you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs of fear that no longer serve you. And as you do that, you realize that one of the things that we go through here, every human does, is we're taught to look outside of ourselves for our definition, which makes us feel unstable because the outside world truly is unstable. You know, relationships, people change or pass away, situations never stay the same. And things, our bodies, our bank accounts, you know, those things break down, deteriorate, burn down, or are stolen. Eventually, all that stuff is unstable. And so when we're looking for that definition of ourselves out there, we feel unstable. And so that's a big sign. If we're feeling unstable, we're like, oh, wait a minute, where am I defining my worth from? Let me return back inward, connecting upward, you know, through that higher heart, looking at myself through unconditional love rather than the fear of the outside world. We're also going to pull a Spirit of the Animal Oracle here and just see what else that they would like you to know about your physical adventure. All right, so for our Pisces, these are really big. I'm going to go do these this way. So what? Okay, it's this one right here. And you've got the polar bear, the mystic. Yep, definitely mystic, right? Connecting to the higher realms. It says, know that challenges make you stronger. So have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, to dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. So yeah, what a wonderful message for your physical portion of all this, right? It's turn inward. Turn inward and upward whenever you're facing that chaos of the outside world there, right? So let's see what else they have to say here too. I almost went flying by. Don't want to teach you out of any information here. So it says the great and invincible polar bears of the far north are the largest hunters among land mammals. The males can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and are figures of fearless strength. There's not a stronger totem to help you survive the challenges of life. Wow. So polar bears are revered by native people for their ability to travel through the veil and gather treasures from beyond, right? The higher spiritual, connecting to that higher spiritual truth. Their stark environment helps to hone their psychic abilities. They listen to their intuition to find their way. Their incredible sense of smell helps them gather food and locate openings in the ice. Polar bears know the wisdom of long rests and the richness of solitude. Those with polar bear medicine are likely to have faced adversity and become stronger from it. If polar bear is your totem, you are fearless. You are psychic. You are resilient. You will be able to swim through the icy waters of life and be a strong survivor. You have thicker skin and do not let things bother you. If polar bear has just come into your life, know that your spirit helper has arrived. Call upon the polar bear to create more adaptability, endurance, and fearlessness. And I love that. That is so Pisces. Pisces, 12th house, you guys have this natural ability to connect to the higher realms. You very much have a strong intuition. Definitely you feel things very deeply. So, of course, when it talks about that you've survived a lot of stuff, you have to have built a thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker skin throughout your life, because you do feel things that a lot of other people don't. You know, all of you water signs do. And so definitely I love this for you. It also has some little questions and or advice for you, and you can take whichever one of these resonates for you. There's I think just four of them. The first one is, did you forget that you need to spend time alone? And number 2, has too much activity got you cranky? Be sure to rest. Number 3, is something not smelling quite right? Ask your totem for clarity. And number 4, make time for dreaming in solitude, which, of course, Pisces is all about the dream world as well. So, love, this is a perfect totem for you. And then we're going to head off here into the sword suit, which we talked about already here, which is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations, your attitudes, all that mental stuff. So this would be what the creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during this month. All right. So for our Pisces, what do you want them to know about their mental adventure? Okay, they want that one right there. Oop. And that one right there. So you get 2 for your mind. And yeah, okay, it makes sense. So you have the 9 of Swords, which is known as the insomnia or nightmare card, because all those, let's talk about the small t truths. It's all this stuff that is on your mind, all those things that you feel you're having to solve in the outside world, all those should be's, those need to be's, the supposed to be's, the have to be's, the musts. It's keeping you up at night, or you're dreaming about it. All this talking about dreaming too. You have all these thoughts that are going on in your head about the things that you think you're supposed to deal with and solve in the outside world, all those fears of not living up to things. Whenever I have anxiety come up, I ask myself, what am I trying to fix? What am I trying to control? What am I fearing? And when I ask myself those things, I get down to usually one of those questions. I go, oh, okay, I see. I'm trying to control everyone's happiness in the outside world, trying to solve everyone's stress. But when everyone's making their own emotional choices, I can, make it an easier or a harder choice maybe for someone to choose happiness or stress, but I can't choose it for them. So the 9 also is reminiscent of the Hermit card, which is about pointing yourself inward. The Hermit goes on its inner journey, and it has a little lantern with this bright light inside of it, which is your higher self, your spiritual self. So this is about turning inward regarding your thoughts and your beliefs, which is all this mentioned too, about turning inward and questioning all these things that are keeping you up at night, these fears, these fix-it things, these control things, and understanding, where is it coming from? Is it of unconditional love, or is it of fear? If it's unconditional love, it's probably not keeping you up at night. You're probably sleeping like a little baby. But if it's of fear, that's of the human side. It's an old belief, a popular opinion on us supposed to be, something that you can look at. And then you have the Knave of Swords, which the Knave of Swords would be the Page of Swords. And so you have her twice. We got the Page of Swords happening both times. So definitely confirmation of the message that we had, that this is what this is about. Using that Ace of Swords to connect to the higher capital T truths while cutting away those small t truths that are keeping you up at night, that are bringing you anxiety. We're also going to pull from these numerology guidance cards. Just see what else Spirit would like you to know about your mental adventure during August. Kind of want to move this over here. All right. What else for Pisces for their mental adventure? They do want this one right here. Yep, and you've got card number 13, Effort. And I love this yellow. This is the color of the solar plexus chakra, which has to do with your relationship with yourself. Really, this focus here is all pointing you to go inward. So this just, reinforces that too. About the effort, like, where are you extending your effort? Where are you putting your energy into? Because if you're putting your energy into all this stuff here, trying to make these things happen, that's why you're almost reaching exhaustion, mental exhaustion, even physical and emotional exhaustion, trying to herd all the cats. I love the cats here. Herd all these cats, trying to put them all in order. And that never works out well because cats don't want to be herded. They're very independent. You put one for a picture and you go get the other one. The other one's gone already. You're like, where did it go? It's hiding writing. It's like, no, it feels like wasted effort, but nothing's ever wasted in our life, because the experience of trying to herd cats, trying to control things that are outside of our control, is an experience that we wanted to come here and have. So after you've gone through all that, you're like, okay, I'm done with that mission. I don't need to repeat that over and over and over again, unless you do. This says, this card indicates a time when extra effort is required to overcome your current obstacles and challenges, as you are now being tested and your attitude is the key, which I talked about. That's what swords is. Your beliefs, your attitudes, how you're approaching things. Rather than surrender to self-pity, laziness, negativity, or frustration, you can utilize your inner power, for you are stronger than you think. When the going gets tough, the tough must get going. So pull yourself together and have faith in your success. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to call upon your inner and your outer resources to achieve the outcome you desire. Rather than succumb to quick fix solutions, shortcuts, or manipulation, you must plan, focus, and act with tenacity and drive. With effort and determination, you will break through all restrictions that are presently holding you back. That's all these restrictions. All those supposed to be's and shoulds and need to be's. Expectations, right? So never ever give up, and your success is granted. So yeah, definitely this is talking about extra effort is needed to overcome those things, because when you have a habit of believing that when this thing happens, this is what it means, when this thing happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel, it just takes effort to change a habit, right? So sometimes we're not able to change things while we're in the middle of it. We're so in that reactionary mode that we wake up. It's almost like we black out when we go into that fight or flight, and we just react and, defend and attack and blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, after we calm down, our brain returns back to its calm, loving state. And we're like, oh gosh, what did I just do? And it's at that point that we can look back and go, okay, how do I want to think about that situation? How do I want to feel about that situation? And you just keep doing that over and over and over to where that becomes your new habit, where in the middle of it, suddenly the old habit is approached by the new habit, and you're about to go off and attack and defend, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I want to be loving response instead of a fearful response. And you can change that. So I'm loving it. And then let me move these over here, make a little space. And I love this. This is the last suit, is the cup suit, and I love this little selenite little bowl, which is going to represent the cup. It's the chalice. And this, of course, represents emotion. So this is your element, the water element, Pisces. So this is nothing for you to be afraid of. You're like, oh, this is where I swim. You're the fishies, right? So you're always swimming in this water. So, of course, we'll be asking what they want you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of August. So for Pisces, what would you like them to know about their emotional adventure, please? Okay, they did that one. I feel like they wanted one more. Okay, two more. So we'll take a look at all of these together. Yep, so you've got the King of Cups. This represents you and the power that you have over your emotions. And so you don't have to feel powerless through this, that you do have that ability over your emotions. Because you have the Seven of Cups here, which represents for you, and normally this is about confusion around emotions, but for you with this, with recognizing and taking control and power, these are all the emotions that we came here to experience. And, before, when I was talking about how we have this habit, when this thing happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. Well, now it's like, when this thing happens, what would you like to feel? You get to choose. And so I feel like this is the emotional choice card coming in for you. And then, so your last one is the Three of Cups. This is the celebration card. This is joy, joy, joy. So you can choose joy, joy, joy as much as you want. And that's the whole power. Is it would be very boring if we arrived here as, as soon as we're born as babies, we come out, instead of crying when they spank our behinds, that we laugh instead, and we laughed our entire lives. We probably tried that in maybe, another place in our soulful adventure, but this human life, we decided we wanted to be able to have all these experiences, choose all these emotions that can also be related to fear. But this is the joy that's your natural state. It also represents all of our posse on the other side. It's a special little message from our guardian angels and our spirit guides, our loved ones who are already on the other side, our ancestors even, and of course, Creator and Spirits, the whole posse of support that's behind you, basically them saying, cheers, we love you, we're behind you. So just know that they're there supporting you through this part of your adventure too. Now, the final oracle card I'm going to pull for this reading is from this high vibe deck, and because it's the last card, it can represent of course, more about your emotional adventure, but I'm also going to allow it to be a wild card, whatever else that the Creator and Spirit would like you to know about your month of August. And one more time. All right, so for our Pisces, what's your final oracle message for them? Nope, they said not 3. Okay. All right, so this is the one right here. And do you have letters? And it says, write a letter to your future self. What advice would you give? What questions would you ask? So that is a good process to understand what it is that you're afraid of the future, or what are you concerned with for the future. Because one of the things with this Wheel of Fortune that they're bringing up with this card coming up is when you realize your power of choice, how I talked about all these fated events that happen in your life, and that you have the power to choose what story and what emotion you choose to go through with each of those fated events while you're here. One of the things is when you realize that you're the one who gets to choose, what you're going to feel and what you're going to think about it, you don't fear as much about the future, right? Because before, we kind of feel like we're on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, because we think that life is happening to us. Because anything that comes our way, we're so fixed in that when that thing happens, this is what it means and this is how I'm supposed to feel, that we feel like we're not in control of what we're feeling and thinking. But when we realize and break free from that and understand that we're the ones that hold that power, then it doesn't matter what comes. Like I said, maybe we choose joy for every single thing that comes forward, even though that's not what you're supposed to feel or think about it, right? You change that, you change it up, and you're always going to choose joy. And like I said, that could be boring, so we probably don't do that because we grow bored of perfection very easily. We're like, I came here for adventure, not for sitting around doing nothing. But we can fear less because we know that whatever comes around the corner, I get to choose what it means. So that control that comes back, that you have that power to choose what any situation means and what emotion you want to feel through it, just really sets you free. And then your final messages here, I'm going to put that in there. We have the little Whispering Woods deck here. And this is just going to be what final messages that Creator and Spirit have for you for the month of August. So for our Pisces, okay, well, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. So you have Journey. So you have Journey, which says branch out to new worlds. So you are ready for this ending and new beginning. You're ready for this new journey. A path. Yes. Wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Again, be a leader, not a follower, right? Not go off on this, old, worn, 15-lane highway. It's like everyone's traveled that and everyone's headed that direction, just following the traffic, where this is like, take an exit ramp and go off on your own journey, your own path, look at things uniquely and differently. Yeah, then you have transform, beautiful. Emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Yeah, you definitely, have this, you've been a caterpillar, that's like the human experience, right? We're a caterpillar crawling along the floor, eating, consuming, fearful that we're going to get eaten and stepped on or whatever might happen down below. And then we finally get up to a place higher in the branches and we create a cocoon that's safe and away, and we dematerialize and basically remove this stuff that no longer serves us, and we arrive then and leave the cocoon a transformed being, something that flies higher above things, flutters, is beautiful, and is free, right? So I love it. And your last one is teach. And it kind of is like this leadership too. I kind of felt like when you lead, you can teach others about this process that you go through, right? How you're transforming from feeling in that fear and with all those old ways of thinking into new ways. And so what's the best way to teach? By example. Lead by example, teach by example. Inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. So yeah, definitely spend as much time as you can out in nature, away from all the chaos. It definitely helps you connect to higher things too. So it allows you to have this feeling of peace come about it. So I love this for you, Pisces. What an amazing August you have coming up. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these monthly readings I put out for each zodiac sign, I also put out weekly energy updates. Also, I put out a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. So when you like a video, you share a video, comment on a video, or subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy. It wants to share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am definitely grateful for any of that. And all those options are free, which is very convenient. In addition, these readings are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, mighty Pisces, as you go through this amazing month, please know that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month. Remember that you are supported. You have this ability to ground with Mother Earth, and she has you in her arms, holding on and holding you. So enjoy this amazing month coming up. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.